I hope that yesterday you relaxed because at least you have worked so hard for all these days. You know, coming to scoring of the candidates, it's not just an easy thing because you'll have to apply your mind thoroughly. And especially when we haven't finalized it, then the following day, it becomes awkward also to
Recording
remember
in
other
progress.
faces. But because during the time of the interviews, you were busy writing on the side on how have they responded. But also what we have done with the staff, we have tried to summarize the expectations on the assessment of each and every candidate, because our researchers were busy noting what candidates were saying. So we have tried our level best so that at least even when we have written down your notes, but at least our information also was strengthening your documents, and hopefully it was making your work easy to finalize your final scoring and your recommendations. And I hope what the results that we got yesterday is exactly because when I go through the results, the numbers that members were presenting yesterday, I could see that, you know, the process was free and fair, because almost what we chose and what we wrote down was almost similar. We were differing maybe in one or two, and we didn't tell each other what who are the candidates that we want, but the assessment was really fair. All of us, according to how we scored candidates and how we prioritize them, maybe some of us, our number ones maybe was number last, but it was not differing from other members scoring. But at least we have tried our level best to come out with a list that will represent the quality of commissioners that will be fit and proper to fill in the vacancies that are there in the CGE for now. Remember, there were 2 part-time vacancies which were supposed to have been filled long time ago, but at least now, all of them, they are going to be filled once. It's no longer gonna be a separate appointment, but the president will have to fill them once, to appoint them once. And the only difference will be others will be a full term and others will be a half term. So I want to thank our staff in advance for the excellent work that we have done in ensuring that all documents are ready on time, summarizing the forms of the applicants, in making sure that the advert is out on time, the summarizing of the public comments, drafting the criteria, and ensuring that all timeframes were met by the committee. Where timeframe was extended due to the program of Parliament. It was not your own making or our own making, it was due to the program of Parliament. But thank also Dr. Tembe for your legal advice that you always gave to us. You've been with us from day one up until today, the last day. And we want to thank you very much. Sometimes, you know, I will call you even Saturday, Sunday night. Other members, they don't know that when there's something that I don't understand, I call you at 11 p.m. and they say, hey, Dr. Tembe, please wake up. There's something that I want to discuss with you. So members don't know that, you know, when you're a chair, there are many things that you prepare before the meeting. Even our researchers, Tasnim and Christel, they know, you know, last Sunday I was talking to Christel's husband and I said, I need your wife, please. Sorry for disturbing your Sunday. I need to talk to your wife. And Christel was not home. She left the phone at home and her husband was able to give her the message and she called me back and then we had to go through the documents and we were able to correct what I wanted us to correct. Tasnim also, I will call her very late at night and say, hey, there's something that I want to correct, sorry, man. And then, and I say, sit, take your laptop and let's go through. This is what I don't understand here. What are you saying? And she will cooperate with me and not complain. You know, even our content advisor, Kashifa, and she was having her parents was visiting her, and she said, Chair, I've got visitors. Then I said, tell them, please, they must pardon me. I want to understand what are you saying here? And I spoke to her and we wrote, we amended what we wanted to amend. And I said, I'm so ashamed. Enjoy your weekend with your parents. You know, Neliswa is worse. Even if it's 12 midnight, sometimes when I see something, I call her, I say, sorry, Sisima. You know, the relationship that we have built as a committee, and even Masiko, other members, I call them at night, Mam Hlengwa. I say, Ma, did you see the document? You know, every one of you, I do that, honorable members, even Sheriff. Sometimes I said, you said what? I forgot what you said. And then she will remind me, Chair, I was saying this. And so, thank you very much, honorable members, for being patient with me. It's not that I'm abusing you. It's only that, you know, I believe in being hands-on with the work of the committee and make sure that I don't embarrass you as the chair. But whenever we produce these documents, our work must be quality work. And so that anyone who wants to read our document, at least what we have said in the meeting, it must be captured exactly how members have said it. And when we resolve, those resolutions must be captured according to how we've resolved in the committee. So don't mind me if I call you weekend and ask you, Carol, Honorable Carol, what did you say here? Because you are speaking Sitonga and sometimes I did not understand. Please interpret it for me. But you know, it's by the grace of God that we are a team. We are working as a team because we are having passion to serve the nation, our country, as we have taken our oath and our affirmation as honorable members. That's why when things goes wrong in these entities or the departments, it goes to all of us. It doesn't affect one person, but it affects all of us because we have taken an oath that we are going to represent South Africans, and South Africans have got confidence in us that as this committee, we will represent the interest of women, youth, and persons with disabilities. Until those issues are resolved, we are not going to rest as this committee. That's why even next week, as a committee, we have forwarded our application to go and attend the presidential gender-based violence summit, because we want to make sure that at least and understand issues as how other organizations, NPOs and NGOs are presenting, including individuals, that when we come back to the portfolio committee, we are able to put those things together in the right way. So thank you very much, honorable members. With those few remarks, we can now proceed with our meeting. I thought that our alternate will be also invited, but it's fine. We are here, all of us. So we won't have to have another committee meeting. We are going to adopt this report today as a portfolio committee too, because this panel, it constitutes all members that are supposed to be there, except ATM, who have never attended once, and of which it's a concern that smaller parties are not properly represented in our committee. Maybe smaller parties are the ones who need to take this matter up and see who must come and represent them in our portfolio committee. But thank you very much, honorable members. There's no apology, everybody is here. Let's go straight to our report. I take it that you have gone through the report. Last night I tried to amend other things. Those that I did not see, honorable members are free to also add and amend. Let's start from page 1. Thank you very much, even for yesterday, honorable members, when we were presenting that report for the determination of remuneration of CGE by the president. You didn't want to give them increment. But thank you. We did well, honorable members. You know, I was even listening to other members who are not even part of our portfolio committee yesterday. And I was listening very attentively, you know, and I want to thank them very much, because they were positive, meaning they trust the work that we're doing as the portfolio committee. Let's start from page 1. If there's nothing in page 1, then let's go to page 2. You want to go to? Oh, okay. I thought maybe you want to correct something. Yeah. Okay. Page 3, page 4. I'm sure honorable members can see that we started from day one. Because it's a report that we are going to ATC. So we have covered all the work that we've done from day one. Oh, okay. Page 6, page 7. You are familiar with these graphs. You saw them when we were presenting during the shortlisting. Page 8, page 9. I corrected that people must be called according to their designation. That if a person is an advocate or a professor or a doctor, we must write accordingly. And our document must be consistent. Page 10, page 11. It's when we started. What's it called?
Yes, on page 11, I note that it has not been corrected. The first paragraph, it's Dr. Ntabiseng Moleko,
Page
page
what?
11.
Kashifa ubuye wonke. Kashifa, first paragraph on page 11. After the committee had published, you must add that. Ne?
And then it's just a minor, I think, grammatical error or an addition on 9.1. The committee agreed structured questions. I think the committee agreed on structured questions for the interviews. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Masiko. Honorable Sheriff.
Thank you, Chair. Just to add on what Honorable Masiko said, I think it's also important to note that there was uniformity in the questions that we asked, because we asked all the candidates the same questions, just to show the process of uniformity, and everybody was sort of rated on the same scale.
Yeah, 9.2, the committee also agreed. No, I want us to delete also. Ne? To follow sequence, you see on 9.1 how we wrote it. And 9.2 should be read the same. The committee agreed that interview questions, and remove also. And 9.3 also, we remove also. Yeah.
Thank you, Chairperson. Can I just check with Sharif? So after 9.1, do you want us to indicate furthermore the committee ensured uniformity of all questions during interviews?
Yeah.
Kashifa, only because structured questions doesn't tell me about the uniformity of questions.
And we agreed that current serving commissioners will be interviewed differently. Yeah. Yeah.
It has to be a different chairperson
Yeah.
because they're already in the institution. So we expect a little bit more from them.
That's why we took long.
Chairperson and members, so for 9.1, furthermore, the committee ensured uniformity of questions during all interviews, except for the commissioner
Yeah.
who is currently serving a term.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kashifa, do you think
Yeah,
we should
because-
add a reason why it was different? Maybe just a couple of words. Something around institutional knowledge, something around
maybe there's no need,
experience. Yeah.
Maybe there's no need for us to put it down, but we can be able, there's no need for us to put it down. But because something,
Automatically, Chair,
Sorry?
it tells us automatically, Chair, when we say for the current serving commissioners, then it explains itself to say this person is in the system, then we have to ask a different thing. So we don't need to explain further. The way Kashifa is saying it, I think it's proper. You don't have to outline and start to say because 1, 2, 3, no.
yeah,
The word itself, when you say the incumbent, then it's proper. Thanks, Chair.
Chair, I hear what Honorable Piri is saying, but if you read this report from somebody who has no idea on the process, I always think we need to write reports that anybody can pick up a report, read it and understand it. So if we just put incumbent, it doesn't give the explanation on why it's different. But I'm not saying it has to be a long thing, but just a couple of words just to make it clear.
yeah. It's true that when we write reports, we must write reports as not for us, for any person who's going to read our report, that they must understand. How are we going to structure it?
The committee acknowledged the importance of institutional memory and continuity within the commission, and therefore questions were posed in relation to that.
Yeah, perfect. Dr. Tembutin. Yeah. Okay. Page 12. We are agreeing, Mosne. I said we must remove also 9.2, 9.3, and for inconsistency and sequence flowing of our report. There's no need to write also, but and also double check if the surnames and the names of candidates are written correctly.
I'm not sure for Leonisha Leanne, there's no miss in front of her name. And if she identifies as female, maybe we can just double check that for uniformity, because she's the only one that doesn't have a prefix in front of her name. And we also don't want to make anybody feel left. You understand, issues of gender is sometimes complex.
I was double checking, I'll include Miss.
We are double checking. Was included. Was not included. Go application yaki. You need to check what the person wrote. Go application yaki. Yeah, what? Particular list yenu yama candidates. Beni paleganjat. Crystal, can you check for me? Yeah.
Chair. I wanted as well to check the surname of Mukwebo. Is it written with BO or with VHO? The proper vendor is VHO, not BO. But I'm not sure on her ID, is it BO?
Yeah.
In the application that you submitted, Chair, it's MOKWEBA.
Oh. So we should see right now. We check the other one. The issue. Oh, I understand. Ngiyabona ku Linashia, Lien van der Merwe. Ngiyabona ukuthi there's no. I miss some. Okay, let's go to page 13. I think what I noted last night is that I'm sure we need to put something that will say the president. We must put time frame, which these people must start from in November. So I think there's a need so that the Speaker's office must see to it that this report goes to the president and it's prioritized by Parliament. Chairman?
No, it's fine, Chair, because once it has been adopted by the House, immediately you send a letter to the president. So it's a matter of adoption by the House. Thereafter, letters are prepared to the president.
So we must put a time frame.
Perhaps that will assist, because from next week, it means the commission won't correct. It will be left with 6 commissioners.
Yeah.
Yet for quorum, it needs at least 8. So for any decision that they make from next week.
We need to put an NP here. We need to put an NP. So for the House to adopt this report, and we prioritize it as soon as possible, so that it goes to the president. And because from next month, they won't be correcting. Yeah, next week they won't be correcting. So can you put something on the recommendations?
Chair, just to get clarity. So
Hmm?
after, just to get clarity in terms of the time frame, do you want it after 11.1.1 or after 11.1.2?
What do you suggest?
Or under 11.3, the committee further recommends?
Yeah.
So what specifically would chairperson and members like, and maybe with assistance of Herman, that we insert?
11.3. After 11.3. Ngicabanga njani, Masiko?
Chair, I think it would fit well on 11.3 and we make it 11.3.2. Because I was also going to raise the fact that in 11.3, if there's no 0.2, there's no need for 11.3.1. But if we are adding 11.3.2, then it's fine.
Did you hear that? But
Yes, Chair, I'm just, so what specifically, do you want something about? I'm not sure how I should phrase the recommendation. I see Mr. Mpeti's got his hand up, Chair.
Tasneem?
Okay, can I recommend that we make two separate points? The first point would be for the House to adopt with haste, and then the second one is the recommendation to the presidency. And in a timeline, we may be explaining that as of the 1st of November, the commission will no longer curate.
I think let's support it, Chair, because we should note within the report that the term of office, we note as a committee with concern or whatever, that 6 commissioners' term of office are coming to an end as of the 31st of October. Therefore, the need arises for the Parliament or the National Assembly to adopt the report as soon as possible and further make recommendations to the President.
So yeah, I'm also coming on 2 points as well. Yeah. Yeah, Chair, what I wanted to say, I mean, I see the point in regards to the recommendations maybe being 11.2. But I would actually say that we should maybe think of putting it at the end of point 11. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you're going through the candidates, the half term and the full term, and then you go through all the explanations to 11.2, 11.3. So I would say that we put it at the end, either as a point on its own, because then it's going to get lost in the information. So I don't know how we could, because point 11 is recommendations, but perhaps we could say something, I don't know, report writing, but surely, we could say something that raises the attention of the fact that it's important for the report to be adopted or be considered as soon as possible. Just before appreciation. And the reason why I say that is because the point that Tasneem made, which is a very important point, the 2 points, that there's one for the House and the one for the presidency. And I think we need to really outline that quite clearly. If not, then I think it should be the last point of point 11, in my view. I do have another point, but maybe we should finish this one. I'll come back. Thanks.
So what I've done is 11.3.1. In 11.3, the committee further recommends that 11.3.1, the House adopts the report as a matter of urgency as the term of office of 4 commissioners comes to an end 31 October 2022. In addition to the 2 existing vacancies, the commissioner will not curate by 1 November 2022. 3.3.2, the committee strongly recommends that the appointments are attended to as a matter of urgency in light of the aforementioned 11.3.1. What I've done is I've just separated that in terms of 31 October, those 4 come to an end in addition to 2 extra. So therefore by 1 November, they won't curate. The committee strongly recommends that the appointments are attended to as a matter of urgency in light of the aforementioned, which is 11.3.1.
Why uvalile mic yakho? Masiko, why uvalile mic yakho? Oh, okay. Dr. Tembe?
Thanks, Chair. I was just thinking out loud that perhaps the president should, as a matter of agency, appoint the 2 commissioners for the unexpired portion of the other commissioners, because at least that covers the gap, because these 2 have been outstanding since 2019 and 20. So if at least that 2 is made, then it covers the issue of quorum. Then for the other, he might make up his mind.
To do it once.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, so it's 6 once because always, let's say, paid in the term.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's what we want.
And
is
Chair,
to
I
be
think
done
by the
once.
time the report is presented, which is next week,
Yeah,
already there would have been 6 vacancies.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we are agreeing that we'll be putting that under 11.3.2, ne? 11.3.1, and then that will be 11.3.2. Okay. And then number 14, any other thing? But where are you thinking the staff, Batum? Khona la ngiyibone khona ngayibona ngathi wrongly placed.
Chair, just before that.
Okay.
So just for my understanding, and maybe I may be confused, but also on point 11, the way in which the names appear, I'm assuming that it's from the first recommendation being the person who will be considered first, and the last one, the person who will be considered last. Is that how it's reading? Because if we are saying there will be a reserve, who in those 4 will be a reserve, and who's going to go in? I don't know if you get me. Jay. So is it a ranked? Are the names appearing through a ranked system, or they just put in a way? Because I think if they're not ranked, then I think they should be, because, for example, 11.1.1 says that in an event that a vacancy arises due to a resignation and or death, the president will choose from the aforementioned list.
Yeah, right. La.
So now they ranked those
Yeah,
ones.
right. That's how we have agreed to. Remember, remember we took the top 10. And then there were names that we agreed that we're gonna put with the first 4. And this is how we agreed. That's how we called them yesterday. Sheriff. That's how we called them yesterday. That's why we put them according how she called them yesterday.
Okay,
This
so-
is how we agreed.
So just to understand, therefore, there's no ranking then in the list, the names
Yeah,
are just the way that
yeah.
they are.
There's no ranking. Because it's according to how she presented them. And we agreed, we supported how she was, she listed them, that this one and this one and this one and this one. This is how she presented them to us and we agreed.
So then, Chair, maybe we should make a note to say not ranked in a particular order. Does that make sense? So if somebody reads it, it's not like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 in terms of scoring, but it's just because when I read it out, it just happened to be in a specific order. There's no real rationing behind the order. Does that make sense? Chair?
Yeah, no, we're fine. This is our top 10. And we have agreed yesterday that we are going to put them like this because remember, in fact, yesterday I was looking at Roman figure 3 on the full term. I thought that Roman figure 5 was supposed to be a Roman figure 3. Ne? So, but when it was written this way, I'm sure then I was fine because remember, we're trying to balance. You remember the results yesterday? Ne?
Chair,
Yes.
no, I think you wrapped it up nicely. You don't have to even confuse yourself. The way the report is written, in the first part, it's a half-term part-time. We need 2. Then you recommended to the president 4, so that the president can have his own way and his choice. Amongst the 4, he can pick any 2. And we are fine with 4 of them, 2 being picked. Then if anything occurs, then we'll go and choose within the remainder of the 2. So Chair, I think we are fine. It's just the issue that maybe MPT was not briefed properly, but the report is in order. Thanks, Chair.
Because Pete, what is important for us? It's the one that we have put as Roman figure 1, put the year 6, ne? But how we put it, it's the way we agreed that one. And then here, the president must choose from these ones. Otsalayo, uba reserve, vezana moye, uyapuma, uyangena. It's not a train smash because if sizothi siyaranka ngani ngani makasamjumper omunye umuntu la yabo sizoba ne problem. So you must make sure ukuthi he addresses the issue of national question 1 yabo. The only thing efanele ibhalwe la kulo omunye ukuthi also a disability. Yeah, if to Roman figure 5, you must also indicate in brackets disability. Please add that. National question and disability. That's all what I wanted to put last night. But it's right the way it is. So that at the end of the day, we are not like, Akiri, you remember even Gucci, who is the second person who must be full-time, we didn't want to choose. We wanted him to be flexible, to take anyone. If you want to take Roman figure 2, it's fine. If you Roman figure 3, it's fine. Roman figure 4, Roman figure 5, Roman figure 6, for as long as we have balanced our list. Because these, all of them, they are the best. But once what you want to rank it, is of Shanges for St. Louis. Any other thing that you want to add? Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
Right, even on appreciations,
It's
you
staff,
have the staff
Yvonne.
part, it's included.
Sorry?
I'm saying on appreciation, the staff part, it's well
Yes.
placed. And we really appreciate. It's not just in writing, we really appreciate as members of this committee. Thanks, Chair.
Yeah. It's right. Never born stuff. So can I get a mover for the adoption of this report? Is there a dissenting view? Is there what inadolescence in the veil? Or does it reflect a true reflection or not? Honorable Piri?
Chair, I move for the adoption of this report. It really reflects what transpired starting from your shortlisting until to the end, until yesterday. This is what we've done. It's a true reflection. I therefore move for the adoption of the report.
Thank you very much. Ma'am Shengwa?
Thank you, Chair. I here to second the adoption of this report as a true record of what.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Shengwa. Honorable Tonyane? Yeah, I need to tell you reported.
Oh, thank you very much, Chair. Chairperson, let me take a appreciation to the staff members who really honestly assisted us. And also let me take appreciation. We would not have done what we did without you. Probably was going to take us 3 weeks instead of 1 week. And then secondly, Chair, let me thank the committee members as well. It was honestly delighted to sit where we thought about the nation and not our political affiliations. The interviews went very well, and then we picked the best of the best. As the chairperson was saying that when you actually look even at the scores, you can tell that it was because not of what we wished for, but because we took the best. So with those words said, I would like to say thank you very much, Chair. It would be very nice for the first time for me to actually be in a meeting in plenary and not differ with my colleagues.
Honorable MPT?
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you, Chair. Yeah, no, I also want to extend my appreciation to the team. You know, it's been such a great experience, I think, working to get the CGE commissioners appointed. And I think with all the information, the logistics, you know, everything that was done behind the scenes, we can never thank the team enough. So I really want to extend my appreciation. I feel like we thank them so much because they really do deserve it. So we should never miss that opportunity. And obviously to my colleagues, thank you very much for a very nice working environment where we laughed and debated and navigated flights and did all the different things that we needed to do. We worked on each other's nerves, but I think it was a really great experience, as always in this committee. So thank you, Chair. I think I'm thoroughly happy with the report. I think we've chosen the best people for the job. I think it's a great mix with different skills and experiences. And I think, this team that we've selected is really one that's going to hopefully make us very proud. And I think the report that we've approved is a report that really shows the true nature of the sessions that we had as a committee. And I think this is a report that the House will hopefully support, because it is indeed a credible process and report. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, honorable members. Let's give a round of applause. Yeah, the only concern that I'm having as the chair is that the coordinator of our committee, every time when we're dealing with these big projects, he will be having excuses. And it's not a nice thing that every time when there are big projects that the committee is dealing with, one of our staff members will always put excuses. It's not a good thing, because all of us, when there's a project like this, we need to work as a team. So I've raised this with the committee manager, that this is what I have observed in all the projects that we've been doing. But I want to thank you, honorable members, that our report has been adopted unanimously, and South Africans will enjoy to have the caliber of commissioners that we are recommending to the president. Yeah, 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 and we want to see them taking CGE to another level. And all those conflicts that have been there. Oh, the names. Okay. Yeah, all right. From Kumbus.
Chair, I don't know if I'm out of order, but with the agency that we need this appointment, and maybe to request yourself to have a smooth talk with the programming committee. When are you anticipating to table it in the NA urgently? So, because we are saying by next week, the CGE won't be correcting. Maybe we could urgently try to convince the programming committee to prioritize it to be tabled in the NA. It's this week.
Oh, Masiko, Masiko is saying something?
Chair, if we may also request the other whips from the political parties to assist, but in terms of our side, we did make a presentation yesterday in anticipation that we'll adopt the report today and requested for an urgent time slot. I think there is a programming meeting that's sitting today, and it will consider our request.
Okay. So that means it can be adopted tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, okay. This week. Next week. Oh, okay. No, it's fine. Okay. No, it's fine. You are going to assist us, Mr. Would at least next week, Mam Hlengwa, Honorable Shonyane, and Honorable Mpit. so that at least they push it, that next week we adopt it in the House. It's what? Yenzani nina nonke mawip abamasiko abomPT abohlonyane ngibona ukuthi how to do. Maybe talk to your chief whips. Ngakhohlwa ukuthi nina nifuna attend the summit and if by far next week that means ke kuzoba a change of plan. Okay, let me go through the names. For half-term, part-time commissioners, the Portfolio Committee on Women, Youth and Persons with Disabilities is recommending the following candidates. Mr. Bongani Clinton Ngomane, Ms. Lee Lambal, Prabashni Subrayan Naidu, Ms. Sarah Charity Mukwebo, Ms. Fundiswa Papraskweya Kushu. In the event that a vacancy arises due to a resignation and or death, the president will be able to choose from the aforementioned list. The half term in the instances refers to a period of 2.5 years to fill the existing vacancies within the commission. For full-term, full-time, and part-time commissioners, Advocate Olive Ntabiseng Sipanya Mokhale, Advocate Tando Kumete, Linasia Lee N. van der Merwe, Ms. Lindiwe Konjelwayo, Ms. Bernadine Bacha, Ms. Mulalo Onema Taheni. That's how am I pronouncing it correct? Yeah, Ms. Mulalo Nemataheni. In the event that a vacancy arises due to a resignation and or death, the president will be able to choose from the aforementioned list, taking into consideration that Advocate Olive Ntabiseng Sipanya Mokhale is currently serving as part-time commissioner. The committee recommends that Advocate Mokhale be appointed as a full-time commissioner so as to ensure continuity and preservation of institutional memory. Yeah, the committee further recommends that in order to strengthen the independence of the CGE and its reach, the National Assembly should revise the funding of the Chapter 9 institution. I think the other thing that we were supposed to read is how the agency, that the House should prioritize our report so that by next week, because it's month end, mustn't it? Next week, so that CGE cannot have a gap because they won't form a quorum. So the sooner the House adopts this report, the better, because it will mean the Speaker will then, after the adoption by the House, the Speaker will have to send our report to the President for the final appointments of the commissioners, for them to start in November. For CGE not to have a gap, but to have its services to continue. And I think honorable members will have to consult with their chief whips of political parties to fast track the process, that when programming committee sits, they prioritize this report so that we adopt it by next week. Thank you very much, honorable members. This report is adopted unanimously by all honorable members as a free and a fair process. We want to thank also all individual candidates who showed interest in applying for these vacancies. And hopefully next time they'll be successful too. And all our candidates, they were the best amongst the best. We thank you very much for showing interest and wanting to serve the citizens of South Africa. Thank you very much, honorable members. I think our report is duly adopted. We can therefore continue with our work. I think we will have to adopt our minutes. How many sets of minutes? Masiko? Yeah, you can't die and you can't resign and die. It's yeah, you can resign and die, but we don't want that. We want that when a person resigns or there's death, and then the president should consider the people that we have shortlisted for appointment, so that we don't come back and advertise one position or two positions. There are people that are there, which the president can consider for filling in any vacant position. Thank you very much, honorable members.
And lastly, Chairperson, we would also like as a committee to appreciate your stewardship and leadership in the process. It wouldn't have been possible without a strong leadership. The committee wouldn't have held it together. Thank you very much, Chairperson. On behalf of the committee, we greatly appreciate your stewardship in this process. Thank you.
And before you close, Chair, the sign language interpreter, and I realized that today he was alone. There was no replacement from time to time, but we thank him very much. And the ones who were there before throughout the process, I think we need to also acknowledge them. And the guidance of Dr. Tembe from time to time, I think we really appreciate it because it assists us throughout this journey from the time we started. So thank you so much. I know you have thanked the staff members, but thanks once more to all our support team for the support they gave from time to time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Foni. Yeah, I think you must also thank the KPMG who's been here, and you have never misquoted us so far. You wrote what represents things that were discussed in the committee. And we'll also want to thank you very much, the sign language officers from day one. You've been here, you were having interest of our committee. And during even when you didn't have replacements, but you were always here with us. The ladies who was also who came to work with you yourself, we want to thank them very much. And all the companies, for media companies who came and worked with us, they ensured that our meeting is well screened and our viewers never complained. There was only once where there was a glitch in terms of the volume, but it was attended to with immediate effect. So we want to thank everyone who made it sure that this committee had a successful process, including the NGOs and NPOs who followed our interviews. Those that were not satisfied, we have tried our level best to respond so that they are on board with us. They understand how we do our processes. And who else I didn't thank? Everyone. I think we thank everyone. Thank you very much, honorable members. We can now go to our minutes. The minutes of the 20th September, 21 September, 22 September, 23 September. Wehlong uthini lapha? Honorable Hlongo?
Yes, Chair.
Uthini?
Ngani, Chair? Yeah, report, it's adopted, Chair. Uthi ngithini ngani? My hand was not up.
Okay. Thank you very much, Vala Lap. Vala Hlong. Okay, let's go to the minutes of the 20th September. Page 1. Sibonga kakhulu Mamhlengwa ukuthi you were always present and your other committee was busy. Health. Siyabonga. Page 2. Our legal team, you're the best. Thank you very much. Page 3. The is and a, and as it's your own thing to correct, but thank you very much. Can I get a mover for the adoption of these minutes of the 20th September 2022? Honorable Pony.
I move for the adoption, Chair, of the minutes. Thank you.
Honorable Sheriff.
Chairperson, I move to second the minutes.
Thank you very much. The minutes of the 20th of September have been duly adopted. Let's go to the minutes of the 21st.
Chair, just a minor question. Doesn't have any significant bearing on the minutes, but some of the words are broken into. I don't know whether it's your laptop, Neliswa, or your laptop.
Ufunda when you 21.
Yes, I say page 3, but it's you see it on every page.
Why we're on page 3?
Umhlaka 20, Chair.
Huh?
Umhlaka 20. Yeah, but it doesn't have any significance. I'm just noting mhlambe moya ku page 3. Committee, it's COM/MMT. No candidates, no committee again. No also la peasants, they are breaking. But it doesn't have any significant bearing, Chair, but I'm just noting that the words are,
Masiko,
page 3, Chair. First line, at the end, comments to the MITT committee. No, last line, you can the dates.
oh yeah, no, it's like, I corrected your system, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
problem in the laptop.
Yeah, but the first paragraph,
Yeah.
yeah, I correct your system, yeah, but first paragraph, no second paragraph. Nalo, awaiting, yeah, but no certificate, yeah, we corrected your system, yeah. Yeah, ngicabanga ukuthi mhlambe yenziwa ukuthi masika iprint umuntu bese yabo mhlambe kufanele kuyilungise so that when you print it yabo iphume correct. Mamhlengwa ngicela move for the adoption of the minutes of the 21st.
Chairperson, I here to move the adoption of the minutes of the 21st as a true record.
Okay. Yabonga ma.
The last one, Chair, in terms of additions, I think we must consider what you have just said in terms of writing the titles for the candidates below. Uyayibona, Chair, le ngishoyo?
Fanele basuke lapha. So that bazofunda uyifunda into. Can I get a second? Honorable Masiku.
Chair, I second the mover for the adoption of the minutes of the 21st of September 2022.
22 September.
The amendments.
So the minutes of the 21st September have been duly adopted. Question I'm gonna call. Saying you 22 September.
Chairperson,
Ma.
mhlambe, let us remind us about the title, because in all of us, but we know that Dr. Tembe is Dr. Tembe, not Mr. H. Tembe. Let us not forget that.
Well,
Ufundile,
Vele.
akayiphiwanga.
sambili isikolo lo muntu.
Yeah.
Ungahamba ngisi nje. Ubhale dokotela, he's a doctor.
Dokotela lona wangakithi siyayiqhenya ngaye.
Yeah. Hey, he's a doctor.
Wangakithi impela
Yes.
udokotela wangithi kufanele ngiyime ngamlenze munye.
Yeah, he ended. Yes. Oh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's not easy, yo. Not sleeping and fighting with the lecturers and whatnot, yo. Oh. Can I get a mover for the adoption of these minutes? Honorable Carol.
Chair, I move for the adoption as it has been rectified in terms of titles and as will be called in future. Dr. I move for the adoption. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Including in our report, eh? You need to write Dr. Tembe correct.
Yes.
You know, Mina, I always call him Dr. Tembe. Dokotela. Yes. So please, even in our report, correct it. Honorable Sheriff. Secondment.
No problem, Chair. I move to second the minutes as a true reflection, Chair.
Yeah, so the words this time are not cut in this report are fine. The minutes of the 22nd September have been duly adopted. The 23rd of September. We start with Dr. Tembe. And then you go straight to yeah, and unless you must write them, write the title. Ladies, abo Mr. Nabo Miss, yawazi la kufanele bafake khona la ungafanelanga bafake khona. At least this time babhale right here. Can I get Honorable MPT to move for the adoption of this report, of these minutes?
Thank you, Chair. I move for the adoption with the amendments. Thank you.
Honorable Masondo.
Thank you, Chairperson. I second.
Thank you very much, honorable members. The minutes of the 23rd September 2022 have been duly adopted with the amendments, including our report. Thank you very much, honorable members. I think we have come to the end of our meeting. All our minutes have been adopted. Only today's one. So adopt the next meetings. So we'll see. Yeah. Thank you very much, honorable members. We have come to the end of our meeting. Today is a midterm budget statement. So we are going to the, what do they call that hall? City Hall. We are going to that hall. So I hope that Nelisa, the transport is being arranged for us so that, yeah, the very transport we have used. Or can any transport arrange in Parliament? Kuna mashuttles are settled. Ayala. As a settled in Parliament. Village, ma.
Chair.
The transport they brought us in the morning must collect us here. Maybe
Yeah,
at 1 or 1:30, because the buses at the villages, they move straight from the village to the city hall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Good, yeah, we must come here. Why to first one? Because at least they must come at 1:15.
On a
Or must
lighter
I?
note, do you have a waiting area?
Oh my goodness.
Or where
This
we
is our
can
waiting
rest?
area.
Will I be in a place?
Yeah, thank you very much, Nelisa. Please arrange that for our members. So that those transports must take us from here to the venue of the sitting afternoon. Sibonga kakhulu, the meeting is adjourned. Ayisisebenzile shema siyisifayifayile izandla.